Well guys, I bring another video for those of you that asked. I'm excited to put this together because I didn't plan on making another video since the last time I posted to YouTube, but got lucky a couple years later and was able to make some upgrades to my computer that I think you guys will really enjoy. I also bought a new monitor. You can see here it's a 21:9 aspect ratio ROG ASUS I guess it's a WQHD monitor, but it's 34 inches. Loving it. It's pretty cool. You can see there a trailer for Elysium. Looks awesome. And this is some of the updates since the last time you saw this computer being built. I'll talk a lot about it here in a moment. It used to be red. You can tell it's mostly blue now. So very excited about that. Also, if you're asking what happened to all the red parts, I have a new computer build that I will be showing off today as well. And there it is. Some pretty cool things to showcase on this one. And I look forward to explaining it further. Alright guys, so to further explain what has been done. Almost all these parts are brand new, even though they may look very similar to my last parts. The motherboard is still an ROG ASUS Maximus formula board, but whereas I had a Maximus 6 before, this is a Maximus 8. The water block now is actually made by EK versus ASUS themselves. EK makes great water cooling components. I think ASUS realized that maybe they could do it better, so they allowed them to do it. The graphics cards, I still went with a EVGA Hydro Copper. These are, however, 980 Ti's, and I have two of them. Last video I may have shown I made my own backplates. This time I decided to go with EK backplates. This one specifically meant for the GTX Titan X, but it fits perfectly on this card, so it worked out great. Also notice the new EVGA SLI bridge. Really like the look of that bridge. My Dominator Platinum memory was upgraded from a 2666 to 3333. Also the processor now updated to 6700K i7. Notice I changed all the sleeving. I still have the fans at the bottom of the case. They're currently off. They just add a lot of additional noise. I don't need them. Obviously my computer's running perfectly well temperature wise without them running. And the goal to have these fans in the bottom was eventually to add another radiator and another loop down here. I just never got around to it, honestly. Everything runs great, not worried about it. So they're still there. Keep them covered. And I'm happy with that. Here's another build. I used most of the red parts in my previous build on this one. This is also a Corsair Obsidian case. It's just a smaller case, you can tell from my one behind it. I did use a lot of the EK products. I've got a processor top right there, the acrylic. It is an opaque, the opaque version. I've got the my two previous GTX 780 EVGA graphics cards there. Hydro Copper with the EVGA SLI bridge. Do have a smaller reservoir there made by EK. The pump top, also by EK, with an opaque finish. Have the fan up there in front, an intake. And one thing I did differently, on my last build you'll notice I did that window on the top. This one is more so on the side. It does go over the side and over the top by just a little bit, you can tell. But I think it looks pretty cool from this perspective. I added a couple exhaust fans there in the back as well, just to make it look more interesting. One thing, I actually built this for a friend. I didn't want to get rid of this CD case like I did on mine. So instead, I covered it with acrylic and the carbon fiber look. And added the SSD on this side of it. And a tell there. So you could always add a CD drive if you wanted to. You'll notice on this one I also added the ROG front base. Shows them the CPU temperature, frequency, also the fan speeds, and you can control all of that. So that turned out pretty neat. Going back to the build. This is where I utilize my red sleeving. Let me come back to that window, by the way. If you notice, I have an RGB LED down there, and I can change the color that I want. There's red, green, blue. In fact, I can rotate the different colors. And that looks really cool. Got my little control right there. So I can get it to flash, strobe, or just rotate through colors or choose a specific color. Anyway, I thought that was a pretty cool feature. I went with red LEDs over the processor and white ones over here by the pump. I do also have a white bar of LEDs behind the reservoir. For those of you that saw my first video, you'll notice these are also back plates I made myself, so they can actually be lifted. They're just resting on top. And that's pretty much it. Well, without the assistance of my little mascot and all the coffee we drank together. Hey Luna, that was tough. A lot of coffee. Thank you for all your help, okay?